project coming out, like a series of a 3-part EP called Fola, which is a fear of love and happiness. That's the acronym.
Fola?
Yes.
Foleh.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like 3 parts. So I've just finished the first part, and basically it's about relationships, either romantic or just human relationships, the ones we have with our friends, our parents, our loved ones, with ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like right now where I am, my age and how far, quote unquote, I've come in my
Where are you now, 50s or 40s?
Hey, Saboteur, why?
I mean, see, true, I have grey, but your grey looks different. So I just had to ask, yeah.
You just need to use the correct Yomo.
Oh, I don't use you.
I will speak to you offline. Yeah, no, I'm 42, man.
Yeah.
So yes, exactly. You know, for my age, I feel like, you know, I've experienced some interesting relationships, and also what I want to introduce right now is being able to really touch on sensitive things that otherwise we don't talk about in music, you know. And it feels like we always talk about this, but I'm a little bit still tired of I feel your body, this beauty kill me, this kind of, you know, the usual outdoor things. I mean, I'm all for this love, but I feel like sometimes you can love somebody, and sometimes in the mornings you want to, as a woman, you want to punch your husband, small b, because he's just a very annoying human being, and then you want to discuss those frustrations, you know, or, you know, you want to talk about next level things, you know, being confused in a relationship, or trying to open dialogue with your mother or with your father or with a friend who you're falling out with, or, you know, just things, or, you know, insecurities as a man, as a working man, or as a woman. You know, I just want to touch on slightly. I know that we feel these things, I know we talk about it, but we don't usually translate it into music. Yeah, you know what I mean, or into like other people may do. You know, it's there, but I want to dig deep and make it comfortable. Yeah,
I mean, so you've always been at it from. I remember the project you did with One Love.
Yes.
And people enjoy the humor part of
Yes.
it, but you took your time to really drill to the issues that affect everybody.
Yeah. There's always
you've been at it all the time.
Yeah. There's always like an underlying kind of subject matter, or, you know, conversation happening. Through comedy and humor. Yeah. Because that's the only way you can get into people's hearts and spirits, through satire. You know?
Did you sleep in light last night, though?
Light.
Yeah.
Always. That's one. What light off doesn't exist.
Sorry.
Huh?
Don't
be sorry. Feel free. Light off does not exist in Dansuman.
None of it.
I don't even explain what is light off.
Doomsor.
Doomsor.
Do you know what that is?
No.
What'd you say?
Doomsor. No. I don't know what that is.
So now that we're being told for the next 3 weeks, we're gonna have a bit of a challenge with power supply. You ready for it?
I don't believe that's going to happen.
Really? You're confident the government would sort this out?
What? This government? Come on. The burst.
At solving problems.
Now, wait. Look, if you go on the streets, everybody's happy. Yeah. The cost of things are very low. Business is good. Yeah. Electricity is flowing.
Money's in your pocket.
Money's in your pockets. Okay. Everybody's happy. Yeah. Taxi drivers are very excited.
Yeah, the Uber driver got the direction wrong.
And complain about their money. Really? After everything's perfect. So this doomsday that you're talking about is just bad propaganda.
By who?
By people who are against the government.
Including those who issued the statement?
They are all just confused.
Really?
Yes. The reality is not what it is. Everything is perfect in Ghana.
Okay.
And I like to say shout outs.
To who?
To the people who are making life great for all of us.
So is this sarcasm or replay or what?
Oh, you know, there was something in my mind that told me there was a light off last week. Like for 24 hours. Something was telling my brain that it was light off.
Yeah.
But I had to look within and enlighten myself.
With what?
Enlighten myself.
Wait, what?
With my mind. It's all in my mind. What I was experiencing was not really happening.
Yeah.
I just did lay mats on the floor. Then I did lie down and just look at the ceiling.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the government wants us to be in touch with nature and not focus too much on electricity and internet and the useless things that people do to make money.
So put your phones away.
Yeah,
spend
if you
quality time
have
with
have a
family.
cold store and your chicken is there,
Yeah.
let it thaw. Let the chicken breathe. You know, let it become soft. Who needs a computer when you can watch nature and rain and floods?
Okay.
And
Floods.
if it's flooding,
Watch floods.
it's a time for you to learn how to swim.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, was it easy?
There are benefits.
Which is what?
Nature. If they quench light, go out. Say hello to your neighbor. Because they don't have anything to do. Just sit outside and watch the world.
Okay.
Who needs a business? Who needs to run a business Monday morning at 9 a.m.? What are you rushing to the office for? Going to teach children who need electricity, you know, and who needs...
So
nobody
stay
needs
home,
it.
don't work.
Just forget about it, man.
And then who feeds you then?
Who needs food? The sun
The sun will sort you out.
and the rain.
Open your mouth and it just sorts you out.
Just swallow the vitamin D.
That's right.
Nine.
Not benign.
Nine. If you are thirsty, drink flood water. Charlie.
Hey, Bozy.
Yeah.
How you do?
Yeah. No, but the government has done more. Maybe, but why more?
All right.
Yeah.
All of this I know you're joking, right?
Oh, Charlie, look how serious I'm being.
Really? So how come I'm laughing then?
Because if you don't laugh, you will cry. That's the thing. If you don't laugh, you just get up and go and break something. So we just have to laugh.
Okay. Let me go back to the music.
Yes, please. It's better for all of us. Because I'm laughing, but tears are coming down.
Let me go back to
I'm tearing up.
So what you're on now is more of projects.
Yeah. Yes.
Fola is the new project, the 3-part
Yes.
project. Okay.
Yes.
But before we talk about that,
Yeah.
you were at the very beginning, one of the front runners for Hip
Right,
Life, right?
Right.
It's evolved over the years.
Or devolved.
Devolved?
You please continue.
No,
with
you
the
said
question.
devolved.
I
Is it devolving?
think, I don't know. You know, I just feel like, Ghanaians are very creative. We have some of the most creative musicians. Shout outs to all the young people making music. And it's a very, very difficult, time-consuming, expensive, thankless career to be an artist, especially around these sides, because there's no real support or structure or system so everybody is like an entrepreneur, so to speak, trying to figure it out. But I feel like we kind of plateaued a little bit. We reached a point where there's no real growth, and so it's a decline a little bit, yeah. But I guess maybe that has to happen for us to fix things and get better. I really don't know, but I'm not really inspired by too much of what's happening in terms of like where we could be as an industry, not in the creative sense, but as an industry where there's more structure and but
8 years ago we spoke about the same matter, and this was
it's
the sentiment you had. So what? Nothing has changed.
Something will change. Something will change, but it's a matter of when.
And who will make it happen? Because you see, you talk about structure. People have to build a structure. Who are they then?
We are trying,
We? Who's who? Who's we?
I mean, we are not getting the support, but we are still making music. And sometimes, unfortunately, musicians are creatures of discomfort. So actually, when times are crazy, times are hard, times are difficult, unbearable, that's when the best art is created. Have you noticed that? Think about it. People don't have problems. When people don't have problems, then they sing about nonsense. But if you think about like the struggle during like the civil rights, South Africa, when all that stuff was going on in America, the 60s and whatnot, that's when the most prolific music was being made, where we can really look into our lives and speak on things, I think that sooner or later a certain revolution is about to happen, or agitation for the young people. We've been dormant for a very long time, and I feel like young people have been taken advantage of. You know, when I speak to people, that's one thing I like to do. Just spark conversations with young people or people who are working, trying to figure things out, regular folks.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like, we are tired of being nice about things, you know. There's a lot of frustration, a lot of hopelessness, you know. And when that happens too much, people tend to, you know, rally up and do radical things. And maybe that's what we need, because...
When you say there's like a revolution coming, is it mental?
I mean, it has to start from there. You know, something has to switch in the brain. And then, you know, we start taking action. And when I say revolution, I'm not talking about violence and, you know, all that stuff. But it's like we have to take matters into our hands in a certain, and really start rejecting certain things that have been thrown at us, because otherwise, you know, we're already suffering a big brain drain in this country.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wants to leave. Everybody I speak to wants to leave the country.
Country?
Yeah, the country. Because they can't.
But you've been in and out, really.
I see.
But you've been in and out.
But I mean, baby Andre, you know, and this is my home. I was raised here. My family is here. My business is here. We employ people here, you know. So we
But
have
how's business been?
It's shaggy.
Shaggy.
No be easy, no be easy. Obiana show, you know. But we are pushing, and I can't commend the young folks enough. Like, we're pushing. Sometimes we don't have like the best work ethics, and you know, people are frustrated. But we are not learning from the Mpemfuna who are supposed to set a certain example, you know. So we are crashing into walls a little bit, but we are unrelenting. So
you keep pushing.
I just don't have the answers, you know, to be honest with you. We are all just confused, trying to figure it out.
You said before in your song Bisa that people don't like questioning adults. You also said in 2010 that you decided not to lie to your kids.
Yeah.
Why did you address this in your music?
So you know, we have a certain... Sometimes and even in the same song, I said we confuse certain things like respect with integrity. Do you see what I'm saying? Say paying as in a song, yeah. Somebody for ask him, check him. But sometimes we mix it with umbuadie and religion and all these kind of social things that, you know, kind of intimidates people to not ask important questions to bring about change and conversation and going back to fix things. So for me, when I say I don't lie to my children, it's like, for one, I don't want to indoctrinate my children by force religion. I want them to
make their choice.
Yes, to an extent. You have to guide them to find their truth, you know. And also, you know, it's like, for instance, like a child will ask you something, maybe like a question about sex or something, and then you give them some cock and bull, birds and bees story or something, just not explaining things for them to know truth. And when you teach a child truth, they continue to seek truth, you know? So this is what I'm talking about.
Same way if you tell a child a lie.
Yes. So for instance, let's say, you know, we always make this excuse, like if you're sitting in a car and the police stops you and they are saying, where's your papers? And, you know, you just give them a small tip under the, you know, your child sees it. This becomes the norm. And then you turn around, you tell your child, hey, don't lie, go to church. Meanwhile, your actions is, you know, it's like, so young people learn more from our actions than what we say, you know. So those are the things that we are all trying to, I guess I'm trying to kind of change. But we are human and we make mistakes, and the thing is that you have to be constantly pursuing change, positive change, and pursuing truth, you know.
There's a point you made about how music reflects or should actually have a key role in how we evolve as a people.
Yeah.
You said you're tired of the kind of music that talking about love and the mundane stuff.
Yeah.
Is that a function of why we are where we are?
Oh, I mean, look, not everybody wants to hear deep music. Sometimes you want to hear music about nothing, even me, just so I can shake off my frustration and dance and sweat. I get that. But there should be a balance, you know?
Should every musician do deep music?
Un-American, no, of course not. Even me, cry. Sometimes I want shake your body, you know, because I need to release. But sometimes also I want the art to reflect the state of affairs. Artists are, you know, God sent to really help us understand our environments, you know, to understand the psyche of the people, the mentality, the emotions of the people. So there should be a balance is all I'm saying, you know.
Okay.
We can't all be making the same thing is what I'm saying, you know. Let there be a balance of things. But I'll never come and sit here and knock people who make romantic music or love music or whatever, because that's also necessary. You need a
Reflection of
release.
our
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you know.
That's fine. So you have new music coming up.
Yes, sir.
What should we expect?
Wow. So I've always, you know, I've always wanted to. This has been something I've always wanted to do, like make my interpretation of what I feel like the growth of hip life music or high life music or Afro beats or Afro pop, like the trajectory. I've always wanted to reimagine it myself. So this is what I'm doing. Like I'm making music to reimagine what I wanted to, what I would have liked it to sound like if the whole progression of this music was left to me. Like you're saying, it takes the people to make the change. So me, I'm doing it myself. So I'm not featuring a lot of people, but I'm featuring, I mean, as vocalists, I'm featuring quite a lot of performers, like renowned bassists, renowned drummers, you know, keyboardists, people who I've respected, people who have inspired me, writers, mixing engineers and stuff like that, because they all kind of play a very important role in the final product. So that's what I'm tapping into. Like, I just want to do things slightly different, you know, but the music is very exciting. Sometimes it's raunchy, it's very deeply sexual. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's songs of adoration and adulation of a woman. Sometimes it's music about my insecurities of being in love or being in a relationship and things like that. I just kind of want to touch on a plethora. I learned a new word, a plethora of things. Last week, I'm reading what dictionary.
Okay.
That this week, maybe I'm more used to them word. The plethora of things. Also, I've started doing Sudoku.
Really?
I be that.
W.
It be rough.
Really?
What do you them now?
Sudoku.
Hey, because you are calculating numbers, and normally when the light goes off, it's when you think of how broke you are and how things could be. So instead of using that energy to just think of how bad my life is, I just start calculating permutation of numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned light matter, now that for 3 weeks you know who have regular power supply.
Which I don't believe, by the way. Continue.
Okay.
Yes.
You're saying you don't, but you have been counting stuff when the lights go off. What should people's how they make use of that time when the lights are off? You seem to have a hack.
Take it as a blessing from God. And please, I don't know. Honestly, I don't want to think about it because it's really going to screw up a lot of things, you know. It's a very crucial time in a year for everybody, you know. So to further not have electricity, which we are also reliant on, you know, it's a real issue. I mean, I you know, the other time I got into trouble for saying that, you know, if they quench the lights 1 or 2 days, take it as an opportunity to just unwind and just, you know, do something different. But it's ridiculous when it's like 3 days, 4 days, and it's like
1 week, 3 weeks.
You know, and it's like people have businesses to run and so on and so forth, and it just makes you feel like, wow, this is like the basic necessity. You know, think about hospitals, you know, think about schools, all our offices, the ministries, and so on and so forth, roads, all, you know, all the industry that needs power. That's the basic thing. Nothing. It's quite frustrating, you know. And we've got some I've got a concert coming up, you know. So I'm rehearsing the band, you know. The venues need electricity and so on and so forth. I just don't know what's going to happen, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Obano.
Yes.
One onion.
I don't know. It was Abban. That song is a combination of all the women I know, including my mom, the people I work with, the people who inspire me, the women who teach my children, who are raising my children, who the teachers, the nurses, everybody. All I'm picking up all the great things, but on a big bottles.
Let's listen to the music.
Yes.
Maybe Alan Dees it. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know who Kwame Yeboah is, then you need lashings.
No going on.
So Kwame Yeboah, I don't know. I mean, this guy is a musical prodigy.
Yeah.
He's been for the last over 25 years. You know, he's been behind most of Kojintry's albums. When I was like 12 years old, he was already designing sounds for I don't know which keyboard it was. I think Roland or something like that. It's like this guy's, he's the one he's the music producer for Pat Thomas. The rebirth of Pat Thomas.
Yeah.
He's Craig David's music director.
Wow.
Live, and when Craig David plays like his duo, he's the one he's traveling with. I've seen this man everywhere on this planet. There's nowhere Kwame Yeboah has not been.
Yeah.
He's currently on the Music Academy thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's like on the Grammy board.
Yeah.
And
That's the level.
Levels, And his father is a music legend. So for me to be able to work with him was such a privilege, and he schools me. We get on the phone and be like, M3nsa, basically we could do this, and then, okay, Kwame, thank you, sir. And I went. So it's a privilege, to work with him.
So is this one of the songs of the project?
Off of Fula, yes. So this is the first single coming out on the 5th of February, of July.
5th of what?
5th of July.
Yeah, sure.
5th. Absolutely the 5th.
5th of July.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm the privilege of playing this before it comes out.
Yes. You are actually the first person ever to play it on radio.
Oh, I'm privileged.
Yes.
Oh, I'm privileged. I am really privileged.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bulare sends his regards.
Wow.
Yeah, sends his regards.
Accra Kaposi.
High crowd. It says M3nsa and I, we go way back.
Yes. Shout out Bulare.
Yeah. From T Blaze era. Yeah.
Yes.
T Blaze.
Yes.
Okay, bro. So you said you've been working with a lot of young Ghanaian creators.
Yes.
There was talk recently about a Grammy being created for Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've heard about it.
You continue, then I'll see where you're going with this.
What do you make of it? I mean, I've seen a lot of people now working towards getting Grammy awards, African cats looking for the biggest global recognition.
Yeah.
What's your thinking?
So what are you saying, like an African Grammys award?
Yes.
Why don't you just call it something else? Why does it have to be? I like the Latin so it's officially Grammy, but African version. I guess. I mean, please, I don't know.
See, I get a sense that every time you say I don't know, it means what you really want to say you don't want to say.
Yeah, I'm not informed on it enough to say what instantly comes to my mind. I understand the importance of awards. Mm-hmm. It's an acknowledgement and recognition of your hard work and so on and so forth. But also, a lot of people who have really done some incredible work have been shunned, which kind of takes away from the authenticity or the relevance of these awards. And I have not built my career on chasing awards. Yeah. Many times I've been invited to Ghana Music Awards, I've been asked to submit, and I don't even know where to get the forms. Yes.
You don't say.
I promise you. My mother said I shouldn't swear. I promise you.
Really?
Yes.
So you never applied for it?
I've
never
put in work? I've never done it before.
That's for Ghana Music Awards. Any awards at all?
Do you know what? I was nominated twice for the mobiles.
Yeah.
But I was forced. No, I was forced. I was there and they told me, we have nominated you. And I said, thank you. And I think it started and ended there, Well, we've won some awards. I think last year we won Best Music Video for Black Star Film Festival for Eyes But No Eyes. As FOKM boys, we've won the Guba Ghanaian UK something.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Denta. I love her to death. So we've kind of been, involved in some kind of award schemes. I was awarded British Ghana Music Award. Something I did not go because I couldn't find my T-shirt, so I decided to stay at home. What I'm saying to you is that it's not that important to me, but I understand the importance of it, and kudos to them, because I guess to an extent it's also a recognition of the contribution that we're making globally to the music industry, because Afrobeats and Afropop is really huge right now. And so instead of inviting us to America, to Los Angeles, they want to do it in Kotobabi.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a good thing, or Kotobabi Grammys.
What do you think? Yeah. No, it's Grammy Africa.
Kotobabi
is in Africa, yeah.
Yeah. So instead of maybe LA, we'll do it in La.
Yeah. Mami.
La Mami.
Yeah.
Could you sardine say?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel it's offensive.
Why?
Because the music we're making is just as good as everybody else that's making. Invite us to the main Grammys and let's get it over and done with.
Yeah.
Besides, that's what people want to hear. But when they start sectioning you like that, then it's almost like, well, it's like no colors allowed kind of situation.
Ooh, okay.
Emma M3nsa, you can't use this water fountain. Use the one that we have saved for Africans, because there's Ebola on our hands. I just, I don't respect these things. We don't need an African version of Grammys when the music translates globally. Yeah. Personally, but maybe there's a deeper thinking behind it.
You're the best person to answer this question for me. You've said that there are those who do music for the release value.
Right.
Are there what you call evergreen musicians and commercial musicians?
Yeah, I guess they are, and it doesn't make one better than the other. There are pop musicians who work incredibly hard to a level that I could never see myself. Like you can't just, when you're an underground musician, you want to hate and throw shade on. He's sold out to this. It's not a small job. I respect that. And then there's also musicians for me. I'm what I like to call a career musician, where I can either be on tour, I can be in my studio, I can be working on film, I could be just playing the triangle for a band that I like because I'm enjoying it, or I could be teaching music. Like there's so many aspects of it, and the way I've designed myself in my career, because of the volatility of it, because I feel like I'm digressing, but I'll get to the point. If you look at the musicians who came out in my time, when I was younger, and we were all making music with Reggie Stone and stuff like that, where are they? Everybody falls off the road. You see what I'm saying? So I've kind of watched this scenario and been like, okay, how do I make myself, as the word you use, evergreen in a sense? How do I make myself consistent and consistently relevant? So I have to learn different aspects and different, kind of things as a musician, so that I can make it sustainable for one. And if you chase pop music has a short shelf life.
Bubblegum.
Yes.
It'll pop.
Yeah, it'll pop, and then you feel deflated. So you have to find the balance in between, and just kind of keep it moving.
Or is it that as the years progress, you transition from being pop to being evergreen? A conscious transition.
There's a saying that I can see sorry, my ADHD is kicking. I can see foot on the wall. Does Spider-Man come here to sleep or what?
No, I know.
And who their footprints on the wall? Chiwichi.
No. I can see. Yeah, I can see.
The thing goes down flat and people step on. Sorry, to answer your question, let's move on to it. If you set out to make a pop hit, you will never get a hit. That's a fact. If you set out to make pop music, you will not make good pop music. If you set out to make good music, you might get a hit out of it.
Or a number of hits.
So that's just what you have to keep doing. Just keep the level high, work with brilliant musicians, your team or whatever it is, and it will happen. And that's what we're seeing here. But now it's like, how do you keep it sustainable and consistent? Because you don't want to be an artist who had that hit and then could never come back and can't do anything else. And we don't want that, I personally.
Okay.
Yes.
That's I could go at this till forever, but
Me too.
I see.
I really appreciate. I always love talking to you. And you need to stop growing tall.
Why?
Last time I saw you, you were 5'8". Today you are 6'2".
How do you even know that?
When does it end?
I don't know.
You are not a teenager anymore.
I ain't. The last time I wasn't a teenager.
Yes.
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 Master, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having
Final
me.
words before I let you go.
Please help me to wish an 81st birthday to my mother.
Ooh.
I'm her last born. I don't know why I said that, but yes, I love her dearly, and she's a strong
You are last
woman.
baby.
Yes.
Men say her last
Yes.
baby.
For my mother's children, but for my father's children,
Yeah.
Modi.
I'm mad.
Modi.
I'm mad.
I love that woman dearly.
Yeah.
She's strong. She walks upright. She irons her own clothes.
At 81.
My mom does not mess around, and she's made 5 types of soup
Ooh.
this week.
5 types.
Yes.
Is Nina.
Share.
Abban straight.
I say.
All right, mommy,
Yes.
we love you. Thank you so much for giving us Mensa, and also thank you, Mensa.
Thank
for
you.
coming
Thank you for
today.
having me. Thank you.
I'll replay Abban, of course,
Thank you.
and then we'll wrap it all up. But thank you for
I
your
appreciate
time.
it. Thank you for
In that spirit of birthdays, let me wish also my wonderful auntie who raised me in Takrady, Mrs. Ernestine Addison, at Airport Rick Takrady. It's your 70th birthday today.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you. We love you to bits, from your children, Joseph, Justice, your grandchildren. From all of us, we love you.
Yes.
The Creation family, the Addison family, we say happy birthday to you. May God bless and keep you on a very special day today. I say,
Shout outs to Chapel Hill.
yeah. Awa, 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 ye.